so incredible. Oh man.
Hurricanes are one of the most destructive forces on the face of the earth. Incredible winds and rain bands unleash their wrath on anything in its path. These storms can go by many names worldwide, but scientists know them as tropical cyclones. North Carolina is considered to be especially vulnerable to hurricanes because its coastline consists almost entirely of narrow barrier islands. Pleasure Island is one of these barrier islands that contains the towns Carolina Beach and Curie Beach and is now also connected to Bald Head Island. Barrier islands like this one are often narrow strips of land. Here at Fort Fisher, the land profile usually leads into a dune line populated by grasses and then an established maritime forest dominated by live oak when not developed, before transitioning into a marsh wetland extending out into the Cape Fear River. The awesome force that is a hurricane begins in the tropics, where the sun's energy causes considerable evaporation, creating thick rain clouds and thunderstorm clusters. In the right conditions, these smaller systems can grow into a tropical depression, and once the storm's sustained winds reach 40 miles an hour, the system is considered a tropical storm and is officially named and tracked. If it continues to feed off of the warm water energy and its wind speeds reach 74 miles an hour, it is considered a Category 1 hurricane. This classification system used for categorizing tropical cyclones is known as the Saffir-Simpson scale. North Carolina's earliest records of hurricane devastation go back 400 years. In 1586, Sir Francis Drake and his 23-ship fleet were passing through Carolina waters and lost many during a 4-day hurricane. In September 1761, a brutal hurricane ripped through Pleasure Island, destroying many homes and ships, and opened what became known as New Inlet, near where the aquarium now stands. Hurricanes would continue to open and close this inlet for many more years. During the mid-1950s, North Carolina became known as Hurricane Alley. Within a 2-year period, the state would suffer from 7 hurricanes, including Hazel, which at the time was labeled the most destructive storm in North Carolina's history.
You remember where the road comes to the beach from Southport? Well, just before you get there, every cottage has been demolished. There are very few timbers left. It's complete ruination.
It was a whopping storm, and it was moving so quickly.
That was a bad storm. I will tell you it was.
It was like big bad Leroy Brown, boy. That was the worst one, I'll tell you that.
Hopefully that's the worst one we'll ever have.
Since Hazel's devastation, many more hurricanes have impacted the area. Hurricane Diana blew through Pleasure Island in 1984, causing serious beach erosion and flooding at Carolina Beach and killing 3 in North Carolina. In 1986, Hurricane Bertha left areas of Carolina Beach under 3 feet of sand and after caused a sewage pumping station to fail. Raw sewage flowed into the street on Carolina Avenue. Later that year, Hurricane Fram would also slam into the coast of North Carolina. The Category 3 storm unleashed its 115-mile-an-hour winds on New Hanover County beaches, leaving parts of Carolina Beach under about 6 feet of water and over 1,200 homes either damaged or destroyed in Pleasure Island alone. Hurricane Floyd went through the area in September 1999, sustaining winds up to 105 miles an hour. While Hurricane Fran was remembered for her winds, Floyd would be remembered for the rain and flooding. The storm dumped at least 12 inches of rain and left about 80,000 buildings either destroyed or damaged. 35 of the 57 deaths from this storm occurred in North Carolina. Floyd was also known for closing Corncake Inlet, thus connecting Bald Head and Pleasure Islands. The last two serious hurricanes to rip through the area were Hurricane Irene in 2011 and Hurricane Sandy in 2012. Both caused severe devastation and damages in the billions. The debris in this photo were formerly public access stairs allowing visitors to get onto the beach just north of the Riggins condos. During the storm, they were washed 250 meters south and deposited on the rocks of the Fort Fisher seawall. The debris remains there to this day. Hurricanes will always batter and alter the coastline. The relationship between a destructive force that is a hurricane and the barrier island is a natural one. We can only continue to persevere by placing sandbags, renourishing the beaches, and in some cases building hardened structures, and after the storm has hit again, rebuild time and time again, thus creating a new relationship between earth, human, and sky.